All right, everybody, we are back for another Meet You at the Well Wednesday, and I'm super excited this week. I've got Matt White, and you can see him now on the screen. Hey, Matt, how's it going?
Going well, thank you.
How are you guys holding up right now with young baby and quarantine and all that sort of stuff?
Um, we're busy. We're busy
Yeah,
without being very busy. Put it that way.
I bet.
Yeah, having a newborn during all of this has been it's been a blessing. It's been
Hmm.
kind of a learn. It's given us both a lot of time to learn.
That's a good
So
way to look at it.
yeah, no, having a baby during quarantine is can ask for much better. We're both home now. It
Yeah,
doesn't have to be
that's
at the
true.
hospital. So
Yeah.
selfishly, yeah, we're pretty lucky if you look at it that way.
Yeah, that's awesome. And she's doing good and healthy and growing.
Yes, it's shocking how fast they grow.
Amazing,
You
right?
know, I put her down one night, or Natalie puts her down one night, and it's like we're picking up a different baby sometimes
Yeah.
in the morning. We put her down on the changing table, and it's like you're three times bigger than the last time I put you on
I
this changing
know.
table.
It
So
was always so funny to me when, growing up, hearing people say like how fast time goes. And it always
hmm
sounded like such an old person thing to say.
hmm
And then having children, it was like, oh my gosh, I know what they're talking about now. Like literally, like from week to week, sometimes they change so much. So,
yeah, she's 8 weeks now, and I look back on it and I think to myself, she's already 8 weeks.
yeah.
And then another part of me is like, oh my God, it's only been 8 weeks.
I know,
So,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah, the time doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. That,
Time's
especially
just,
with quarantine going on then too.
no,
That
yeah.
really doesn't exist.
I'm pretty confident today's Tuesday, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
Don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you on that for sure. Oh, that's funny. Well, maybe I'm hear rumors that maybe we'll have a special appearance at some point during our interview. So,
She's in the wings.
okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pumped because Matt actually picked what I think right now, shockingly, is probably one of my favorite drinks. Has jumped ahead of wine on the list for me, and Matt's given us a special treat with a whiskey tasting today,
Yep.
and not just one, but Matt set me up with a flight of whiskey, and so he's
That's right.
taken us to another level
Yep.
where we're actually doing a flight today, which will be a fun way to try for anybody that maybe is wanting to get into wine or whiskey or anything. Flights are a really great way to do that because you get to taste smaller portions of kind of different things, and then you have something to compare it to as a side to just kind of picking by luck something that might be good. So thank you, Matt, for hooking me up with some good whiskey today. And
Yeah.
why did you pick whiskey? Why is that one of your? I'm assuming that's one of your favorites as well.
Whiskey is my favorite drink to just sit around and drink
Mm-hmm.
with.
Yeah.
Um, beer, beer is up there also, but I get tired when I drink beer.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it weighs me down. Wine's fine. I like red wines because I
Mm-hmm.
don't know any better. I was watching Aaron Allen's video and kind of smirking because you wine guys have very specific likes. And I guess I kind of get that way with whiskey. I
Yeah.
don't pretend to be a whiskey expert, but there's something just kind of, I don't know,
Yeah.
cowboy, I
Yeah.
guess,
You like the
American
Wild
about
West side of it?
drinking a whiskey,
Okay.
so
Okay.
it's fun to order at a bar.
Mm-hmm. I hear
Um,
that.
so yeah, and Natalie and I did this lineup the other night, and I've had all of these whiskeys, and I was learning stuff
Oh,
just
cool.
sitting down and chatting about it. So
Yeah.
and the good thing about all four of these is they're really approachable.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone hasn't, had a whiskey outside of Jack Daniels or Jim Beam, which are
Yeah.
fine, these are excellent choices to dip your toe in if you're feeling dangerous. So
Yeah, there we go. I like
yeah.
that. I like that. Okay, well let's start with number one, which is what is our first whiskey we're going to try today?
I'm going to start you off. We're going to start off kind of with the Connemara.
Okay.
I don't know what number that was for you.
That actually you had as the last one, so we'll start last
Yeah,
and work backwards.
we're gonna go out of order here.
Okay, that's cool. I'm good.
So the Connemara is this is kind of the vessel that it comes in, and then and that's your bottle. This is an Irish single malt whiskey. It's a peated whiskey, and some people are turned off by the peat. I think peat's probably my favorite flavor.
Okay, you and I have very similar taste then, because I love peaty whiskey, Scotch. It's that's my jam for sure.
So this one, I didn't quite pour enough, but I'm trying to get enough in there where you can kind of see that, because the coloring on all of these are going to be very different. Yep, this one's going to be much clear on the nose, and I am cheating, just so everyone knows. I do have my notes here in front of me.
That's good. I like that. Well, you picked 4, so to keep one, you don't need notes, but if you got 4, you got to keep things straight.
Yep. So for whiskey, you don't want to swirl whiskey like you do with wine. You want to turn whiskey.
Okay.
And as you turn it, you're going to develop the legs.
Oh yeah.
So this one should have real thin legs on it. If you swirl it, that really kind of activates the alcohol, and it gets really abrasive.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So, for those of you that don't know what legs are, if you on wine, whiskey, whatever, if you kind of twirl it in your glass, then I don't know if you can see it on the video, but on the sides, then there's the little parts that run down. That's the legs. I don't know if that video is picking that up at all, but
So on this one, for the nose, it's going to be a lot like smelling a wine. You just kind of get in there. I like open mouth smell it. Some people don't open mouth smell.
Okay.
But I like to have my mouth open when I smell it. You should smell hints of honey, leather and oak. And this is the one that really got me. This is my Google research.
All right.
Try to smell apple pie. Like an apple crumble. When I get it, when I read that the first time, I was like, no way, apple pie. And now I can't unsmell apple pie.
Really? I'm not.
Yeah, that's the only thing I get. It could
I'm
be
not getting that.
Could be the power of suggestion. I'm not sure, but.
And to be honest, I probably haven't eaten enough apple pies to have that smell just
in your brain.
In my brain. I do. I obviously the peatiness of it, the smoky aspect is what I'm getting at the first. But I'm gonna keep seeing as we go on how. What maybe,
let's see.
Here we go.
You can't just
cheers.
Clink. Yeah.
There we go. I like it.
It's not for sniffing.
That's what. That's. I like that. That's
so
nice.
Everyone likes to say that beer is proof God loves us. I think beer is proof that God exists.
Okay, there we go.
Whiskey is proof that God
I like
loves
that.
us.
Yes, I agree with you. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
I could drink this. Anytime. Yep. It's much smoother than like a Lafroig, which I like.
Yeah.
A lot too, so it feels a little bit more subtle, like it kind of it comes on a little slower, than just hitting you right at the beginning so strong like Lafroig does sometimes.
And I find a lot of like Scotch like that. I like it, but I prefer whiskey as far as just drinkability. I'm not old enough, I don't think, to really like Scotch.
I think based off the things that you're telling me already, that's in the cards for you. The fact that you like to smell with your mouth open, and you're picking up the scents, like it's there. Some fancy red wine and some Scotch is definitely in your future.
Yeah.
But hold off as long as you can.
Yeah, my wine experience is if I like it, I drink it. If I don't like it, I won't drink it.
Yeah, so which really I think with anything, that's how it should be. Truly, I think it's silly when people try to like something based off maybe how expensive it is or what rating it gets. Like if you like it and that goes for any drink. I've got some. I know coming up here, I've got a couple non-alcoholic drinks that I'm going to be tasting with people. So that should be interesting to see how that goes. But same thing. Like, why would you drink something that you don't like?
Mm-hmm.
You know. So this is wonderful. This is a good. It's hard for me to think we're going to get better than this.
I think we're going to get better.
Okay, I like that.
My preference is we're going to get better, but we are definitely going to get different because the American stuff that I have for you, between the bourbon, the rye, and the American whiskey, those are 3 different beasts all in themselves.
Yeah. So
and I think that's why I like this so much.
Yeah, right.
They are so different. So go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, which one are we going to go to next then?
So the next one on my list is the Bullet Rye.
Okay, Bullet Rye.
Which for the longest time was my favorite whiskey.
Okay, nice.
I like the rye. Rye is...
Oh, gosh, yeah. Holy cow, that's
spicy.
So different when you're going from a peat to a rye. Holy cow. Yeah.
So there's your bottle. You can see the color difference.
Yeah.
How much darker this one is.
Way. And that's not a very expensive bottle of whiskey. That's a nice thing about Bullet is it's not, you can get that at Costco, kind of bigger size or really, Trader Joe's or anywhere. It's a good, solid whiskey that's not going to cost you its arm and a leg.
And all of their kind of baseline, their rye, their bourbons, they're all good. I mean, they're all good.
Yeah.
They're not going to blow you away, but, I would never turn down a Bullet bourbon for any reason.
Can you explain to people the different when something is a rye whiskey? What does that mean as opposed to just a normal whiskey?
Yes. The answer is I can if I can formulate the answer correctly.
Okay.
So a bourbon has to be I think it has to be 51% corn.
Okay.
For it to be a bourbon. Then it has to be aged in new charred oak barrels. And then it has to be, I think, specifically it has to be in a certain count or part of the United States.
It's crazy. That's kind of one of the fun things about all this too, is that there's all these rules and
with rye, they still have the corn in there, but they add the rye. I don't know if it's rye malt or rye grain or however they do it, but they introduce rye, which gives it a more spicy / like vanilla flavor. For this one, when Natalie and I were tasting it, the first thing that she said that caught my attention was cherry.
Oh, okay.
Like a big handful of cherries, which totally changed it for me as well.
Yeah, I think I can actually pick that up a little bit on this.
The cherry?
More than I could the apple pie.
Apple pie, yeah. So for this one, I had cherry and vanilla, and then one that stuck out to me was like a leather tobacco.
Yeah, that must be why I like it so much.
Yeah, it's like baseball, leather and tobacco.
Gosh,
baseball.
Speaking of
baseball,
how are you holding up?
Oh, not great.
And look, for you today, I wore my Judge shirt.
Oh,
so yes. I had to throw some props in there for that. It's sad not having. Oh my gosh, so much, so much. As all sports, I almost actually for the first time ever watched the NFL draft, but I didn't do that because I just can't do that. But I miss baseball horribly bad.
I watched the draft until the Giants picked at 4 because they're horrible.
They are.
So then I turned that off. But not having sports for the first few weeks it wasn't good, but it was kind of different. And I was like, okay, I can find other things. But now that we're almost into May, I haven't watched a baseball game yet.
It just doesn't feel right.
It feels bad. And obviously, we're soccer fans. We like the Timbers.
Oh, yeah. Is that some soccer paraphernalia there in the background?
No, these are my Irish flags.
Oh, okay, there we go. I can see it better now.
Yeah, so
nice.
Over that shoulders.
Okay. Nice.
And then my Power Rangers gear.
Okay. Sweet. I like it.
Natalie made that for me.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
we're in the basement, so this is kind of my where I get to spread out my accumulation of stuff pre-Natalie.
That's important to have.
So yeah, not having soccer, not having baseball, not having sports in general. It's wild. It's a wild feeling.
Yeah, I think some people are really loving it. I think my mom is very happy for the first time in her life not to have sports playing in the background all the time. I think my dad is probably feeling very different about that.
I can't relate to that on any level.
I know, it's just hard. Like, people don't understand this maybe about baseball especially, but the weather's getting nicer, and by all accounts it's springtime, but it does not feel like springtime to me without baseball. It's just it's hard to explain.
It's opening day is always one of my favorite days of the year. Every team's undefeated. Everyone's got a chance, and not being able to have opening day yet has felt it's just reset my calendars. Yeah,
it's so strange.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we do have whiskey. So with that, we'll toast here. Toast this the Bulleit Rye.
The Bulleit Rye. So just a few tasting notes on this one that I wrote down. You get that rye spice at first, peaches, cherries, and then there's a little bit of citrus zest in there, like a little bit of orange zest.
I just that's funny. Right as you said that, I was getting that as I was.
Yeah. So don't think I don't want people, all 14 people who are going to watch this. I don't want people to think that whiskey is just this abrasive, gross, oaky mess. Like, and I'm the least nuanced person you'll meet. And so if I can pick these things up, anyone can pick these things up. But there are some really fun experiences you can have.
Yeah,
I'm going to try to find locally in town here. There's got to be something
cool
where you can do a class or something where someone can lead you through a whiskey tasting. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, I like that. That's good.
So I'm gonna rinse the mouth a little bit of just water.
Okay.
And with all of these, I wanted to say it on the first one we did. Like, I feel like the peaty ones really react well to a little bit of water, a couple drops of water. Some people like to drink it with a couple drops or an ice cube. That's great. If you want to be a real American, you'll drink it neat, which is nothing. So okay, so the next one.
And let me stop you there before we move on to the next one. What does that do? Because some people will put in a couple drops of water or have like one ice cube as opposed to like a whole glass or something. What is maybe one reason that people do that?
One reason people will put water in, it's just a couple of drops. It isn't much. It dilutes the alcohol, and so it'll thin out it'll really open up kind of the floral notes of it. It's almost like putting your wine in a decanter.
Yeah.
It opens it up. For me, I like that, and I'll do it with some of my whiskeys, but I really like ice.
Yeah.
And with ice, it first of all, it cools it down, which makes it easier to drink. And then as the ice melts, it opens up the whiskey. Yeah. So
it's a cool thing.
Mine don't last long enough usually for ice to be in there long enough, but so that's
a good point. But it is a cool thing to do for anybody that's getting into whiskey, to try some, without any water, without any ice, and then put a little bit in and try that, because it really does. There's just, whether it's like Matt said, whether it's wine or whiskey, there's really some cool things that help you appreciate what goes into the process and the different tastes that are there. And so that's just a simple way to kind of pull out maybe different flavors of what goes into a whiskey.
Yep. And it totally makes them more approachable for someone who might not have ever had a whiskey before.
Yeah, good point.
It just kind of mellows everything out a lot of the time.
Good point.
So the next one we'll do is the Basil Hayden.
Okay, the Basil Hayden. Let me see on my list.
It should be
I got number one, I think, for Basil.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So this
Okay.
is a bourbon. It's a 10-year bourbon. They've got, this was a birthday present, but they've got
Okay.
Like a lesser model, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
if you didn't want to get the 10-year. But
Okay.
there's your bottle. Again, kind of the difference between colors that doesn't really come through on the camera. But
yeah.
this one's significantly darker because it's aged for longer.
Okay. And just as an aside, I think one of the things that's cool about whiskey is that the bottles are very unique as opposed to like wine where everything's pretty much in the same bottle. So there's some pretty cool looking bottles out there of whiskey. It's just interesting to see the different things that people do that way.
Yeah, I've got 4 different ones here and they're all different shapes.
Yeah, that's cool.
It makes it kind of a pain to store them though.
That's true. That's true.
So just drink them. Just buy them and drink them.
Why would you? Yeah.
They're meant to be enjoyed.
Exactly.
That's why I'm glad we're doing this because they're not meant to be stored. You're supposed to open them and drink them with your friends. Exactly.
Harder to do these days, so it's good that this is a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the basil. So this is a bourbon.
Okay.
So it's mostly corn, or it should be, if I have my facts right.
All right.
So for the nose on this one, I'm gonna hit you with the ones you should be getting, like the oak, roasted corn.
Yeah.
And then the crazy one that I got was root beer.
Oh, okay.
Like an old style root beer.
Mm-hmm. Actually, yeah. Once you said it, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that one melted my brain too.
Yeah,
so
that's very cool.
I know, right? Do your research.
Exactly.
Like, look this stuff up.
What? Yeah, you got nothing to lose. It's only going to make it better.
Contrary to popular belief, I don't know everything.
I can edit that out so Natalie doesn't have proof of you saying that.
I'm only like one full shot of whiskey in. I'm already telling the truth. So I don't know everything. So for this one, tasting wise, you should be getting the oak. You should be getting the leather, the vanilla. A cool one that I got was peanuts and fruit leather.
I can taste the peanuts.
Yeah.
I'm not
so like, those like strips of fruit leather? Yeah. That too.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I don't know again if that's power of suggestion or not, but yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So the Basil Hayden, that's like
that's nice.
Yeah, that's a good bourbon. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Are you as we're enjoying this? What are you guys doing? Are you doing anything funny, different, kind of during this time period? I mean, again, you've got a young baby, so she is keeping you busy, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure you're catching any sleep you can when you get the chance to get it. But outside of that, are you doing anything to have fun or?
We started our quarantine about 3 weeks before everyone else.
Yeah.
Because of when the baby came.
Yeah. You're pros at this then.
We were old hats. Everyone was panicking, freaking out. We knew exactly what was going to happen.
That's nice.
For the first 3 weeks, before everyone had to self-isolate, Uli would come over. She came over 4 or 5 times a week. And so we could come down here into the basement and catch 3 hours of sleep.
That's
while
nice.
She had the baby. And as soon as that ended, and it was back to us with the baby all day, so napping was essential at first. But I would say, 4 weeks ago, probably, I don't know if I've just gotten better at not sleeping, or if I've just accumulated to sleeping at like 1.5 hours at a clip. But
a little bit of both, more than likely.
Yeah, the energy's back. Feeling fine.
That's good.
10 o'clock now is late, so I know that I'm an adult. I'm getting older.
There you go.
Oh man, look at the clock. I'm like, oh man, it's 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Got to go to bed. As far as doing anything fun, we binge watch a lot of shows.
Yes, which you guys did before the quarantine. To be fair, you both are good binge watchers. Absolutely.
I've been, when Natalie has the baby, I play video games.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not fun for anyone but me.
But it helps.
It helps pass the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, not really. I mean,
okay. Yeah. Well,
I've been working on the yard, getting the yard squared away, and
nice.
doing it. You got to slow it down. You got to do it like a few tasks at a time.
Yeah, you don't want to get too much done.
You don't want to get too ambitious.
Yeah,
during quarantine.
If you're too
slow it down,
efficient off the bat, it just sets a standard that you probably you can't. It's not realistic to carry that out.
Like laundry, like fold what you need. Don't fold all of it. Just fold what you need. It'll be there tomorrow.
It will.
Yeah.
I would think too. This is not that you weren't anyways, but I imagine going through this is going to make you. Last week, Jim was on, and we got to hear from him how torturous it was not being able to see his granddaughter. But I imagine that's making you guys appreciate even more just family, grandparents, people that can be around to help out and love on the baby, love on you guys.
Yeah.
I imagine you're ready for that to be able to be part of life again.
Yeah. We're both, Natalie and I are beyond blessed to have Jim and Uli and the rest of the Anderson clan, the Clanderson. Like I was really enjoying, my twin sister who we see each other frequently, but she was coming over and checking on us and I was seeing her a lot. My mom came up and they were coming over once or twice a week. And it was, part of me is insulted they weren't doing it before the baby. Like I'm not special enough. But
yeah, that's kind of the reality that happens when you have a baby. It's like, oh, okay, really I see.
Puts everything in context and perspective. Yeah. Like you're not that great.
No,
you have one kid and all of a sudden you're not that great. But yeah, I am excited again to be able to hand the baby off to Oman to Katrina and Michelle.
I'm sure I know they're dying for that to happen.
And I don't want this kid getting used to being held by two people.
Yeah.
Like I want her to understand that there's a lot of people in your life.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad aren't going to hold you all the time.
That is a good thing.
She's heavy, man. She's getting heavy. She's my kid.
Yeah.
She's a big, thick baby. I mean, holy smokes.
Yeah. Well, we need to see that baby here pretty soon.
Maybe virtually.
Send that
virtually
text out.
Summon my wife.
There we go.
Edit that part out.
Okay, we'll edit that too.
All right. So
there we go. I like that one a lot, and I would say, we haven't tasted the last, which I'm actually most excited to taste.
Yeah.
But this is a pretty approachable whiskey as well for some, if somebody was just wanting to get into it or try one of the ones that we've been trying today. This one's pretty approachable in that sense of it's not gonna just knock you over.
Yeah, if you're gonna go to Total Wine and buy a whiskey, my personal suggestion would be get a bourbon. Talk to the people who work there. My experience with Total Wine has been great every time. I've asked the people who work there questions. They seem to be knowledgeable enough at least to sell me something. But I would start with a bourbon. If you're interested in whiskey, start with a bourbon. Start with a label that looks familiar to you. Like Jack Daniel's, Jim Beam, they make better versions of their stuff. I'm a Jack Daniel's guy anyway. So that's fine by me. But yeah, if you really, if you wanted to try something a notch above that, I would, shoot for a Basil Hayden, shoot for a Four Roses.
Well, I just had some Four Roses for the first time because I've always kind of ignored it, thinking it was, kind of just lower end. I know it really was. It was great. Really good whiskey that you can get at a very affordable price. So like Monkey Shoulder. I think is another one. That's kind of mid-tier. And then any of the Michters, which we're going to do. We're going to do the American one here. Let's check that out here next.
Okay, Natalie will be it.
Oh.
Yep.
On her way.
Oscar Mike. So should I unplug or should I leave it in?
Why don't you unplug just for this part? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you still hear me? Is that working?
Yep. Can you hear us?
Oh, man.
There she is.
Oh, so cute. Natalie, you guys scoot over just a little bit so you're in the picture too. Say hi.
Hello.
Oh, my
Sloan.
goodness. Oh, my goodness. Look at those cheeks.
Yeah.
She is 8 weeks old.
Aw.
Days.
She is looking
Got her
so
attention here, Andrew. She's
cute.
staring
I
at the
know.
screen.
Look at that. Oh my gosh. She seems. I can't believe that. Like you said, 8 weeks. She's just huge. Like already growing so much.
I
Yeah.
know. She's growing quickly for sure.
Yeah. Seems to be chill and relaxed and sweet and
Most
all
of the
those
time.
things. Yeah.
Yeah. Most of the time she is.
Mm-hmm.
Little
That's
meltdowns
awesome.
every once in a while, which
Of
I think
course.
is par for the course. But
Yeah.
for the most part,
got,
she's smiling.
you gotta have a few.
We call them like the 7 o'clock scaries. Usually happens in the evening.
Okay.
No reason.
Yeah. Just probably just tired from all the work she's doing through the day. She's just starting to get
little brain's going a million miles an hour.
just getting grumpy, and she needs to get to bed soon. That's probably all that is.
Can you give him a dimpled smile?
Oh my gosh! Look at those.
He's so smiling.
But she has the dimples. She's got your dimples, Matt.
She has one good one.
Okay.
One on the left.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if she's got her dad's dual dimple. But
we'll see. There's a lot that can still happen there. You know, that could develop still.
I hope not.
What do you mean?
Oh, it defines you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I can see
all of
that.
those dimples. So there's
I
more to
feel
me
like
than
you
my
might need some counseling from that. I can tell that's a tough memory for you growing up.
Hot spot, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! Thank you for bringing her in. She's adorable and beautiful.
Oh, never mind.
We're gonna smile. There it is.
Oh, there it is.
Huh?
Nice.
We're gonna get there.
Oh my goodness, too
Get
cute.
a few half smiles.
Dad's just sitting drinking whiskey with his pastor.
There she is.
Isn't that wild?
Oh,
The little quarantine baby.
She thinks that's funny. Yeah.
Good to see
All right.
you.
Good to see you.
Enjoy.
That is awesome. Thank you for bringing her on. That's going to make everybody very happy to get to see.
Oh yeah. And that's the other thing. Like I want to take her to church.
Yeah. You know that Mary will just grab her and it'll be all over from there. She'll
That's totally fine.
I guess, Uli and Jim will probably get first dibs, I imagine.
Mary will have to fight Uli. So
yeah, that could happen.
just go down to the daycare. Let him get after it for a couple minutes.
There we go.
Who wants to hold this baby?
I like it. All right. Here we are on number 4.
Number 4. This is my favorite liquid to put in my mouth.
Okay. Wow.
Is this one.
All right. I'm very excited.
That's ranked over water. It's ranked over McDonald's Coca-Cola, which is the best version of Coca-Cola.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
The cereal, the milk after you eat your cereal,
it's
ranked over that.
Oh my gosh.
So this
is the best. Okay, I'm excited.
This is my favorite. So this is Michter's American whiskey.
Nice.
Okay, so it's not a bourbon. It's the exact same as a bourbon, but the major difference is, like I said earlier in the video, if you remember, bourbon has to be aged in new charred oak barrels.
Okay.
The Michter's American is aged in bourbon barrels. So bourbon's already gone through it.
Yep.
So they put this in, and it ages in these already kind of weathered barrels.
Nice.
And it really gives it a more I think it's way smoother than any bourbon.
Okay.
And I'm a big fan of kind of that kind of vanilla butterscotch that you should be able to smell, but you'll be able to taste.
Yeah, I can smell it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big time.
So the nose, it says clove and dusty corn. I thought dusty corn was a great explanation, description. Sweet and butterscotch. It's kind of
I can definitely smell all those on this for sure.
Yeah, and then when you taste it, you should be getting vanilla, honey, toffee, orchard fruits, leather, and tobacco. So, cheers to that. Yeah, yep.
Ding. Oh, yeah, I like that.
See
I've
that?
been very excited to try this because it's been on my list to try, and I just haven't done it.
Good.
So
Yeah.
that is definitely delicious.
Yeah. So these bottles are not easy to find.
Mm.
They say that it's a limited supply, but I've
Hmm.
never really struggled that hard. I think I've
Okay.
gone to Total Wine 5 times and they've had them twice.
Okay. So is this a different? Is this their bottom of the line, or is this a like where?
This would be
they
the
make
most
numerous.
expensive.
Oh, okay.
This would be the most expensive whiskey that we've tried today
Nice.
out of all of them. Yeah.
But out of the ones that they produce, like
This
you're
is
saying,
a higher.
this is a higher. Okay.
Yeah. So you could get I'm going to guess that bottle is probably $60 before tax.
Yeah.
And then Washington, you're going to pay another $20 probably.
I know. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. But in my opinion,
wow,
whiskey's like boots. If you pay for crappy boots, you're going to have crappy boots. Okay. You pay for a good whiskey, you're probably going to have a really good whiskey. So
that needs to be the quote that we put on for the
whiskey and boots.
Whiskey and boots. I like
It's the only thing I spend money on.
Oh, well, that is delicious. So what's funny about this is that the reason this is on my list to try is because of a show that I've been binge watching, or actually probably not binge watching because I've been watching it for a long time, but it's called Billions on Showtime. I don't know if you've watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. Paul Giamatti's in it, and he's amazing. And there's another one of the main characters is like a billionaire, stock guy, and he always had, like, almost anytime there's a scene with him in it, somewhere a bottle of this whiskey is in there. So ever since I've been like, I want to try this. So
specifically, Michter's American.
You can't always tell which one it is. It's Michter's, yeah.
Okay.
So one of the Michter ones is out in there somewhere, usually whenever he has a scene.
I mean, I for one, I buy books by their cover.
Yeah, so, that's very cool.
It's a freaking awesome label, in my opinion. Everything I've had from Michter's, and we're not sponsored by this video is not sponsored by Michter's, just so everybody knows. Okay.
No sponsorships yet.
No, not yet. We're working on it.
Yeah.
But everything I've had by them is top notch, and I mean, what would you rank that?
Oh,
out of 10, out of 5.
Out of 5, I mean, for sure. To me, this is the best of what we tasted today. For sure.
That's a good exercise.
So, yeah.
That's a good exercise. Like what? Put them in order. What?
For me, it'd go this, then the Connemara, then just because I love PD ones, and then probably for me the Basil, then the Bullet.
Okay. Yeah.
That's how I would rank today's.
Sure.
But they're all great. Like those are all like really good. But this is very smooth.
Yeah. This one's almost aggressively smooth.
Yeah, this is dangerously smooth. Like, this is one of those ones where you were like, how far did I just drink down the bottle?
Yeah, you might want to have a couple hours set aside if you're gonna pop this open with your friends.
That's probably a good idea. Yeah.
So
I like that a lot.
Michter's American. That's my.
Thank you so much for hooking me up with all this good whiskey. Yeah. This is awesome. And the first flight that I've done, that's awesome.
Yeah, Natalie, we didn't watch any of the videos. Sorry, spoiler. Before I sent you that email. And then as I went through and watched them, I was like, oh, great. He had one of each, and I gave him 4.
Exactly.
This could be a 3-hour video.
Yeah, no, we did good. We did good. I like that a lot.
Yeah. So anytime anyone needs a really amateur opinion on whiskey, feel free to reach out to me.
Yeah, I think you did an awesome job explaining it. And again, that's partly why we're doing these videos, is just to give people a chance that maybe don't, somebody that already has their thing, they don't need us to talk about what they want. But if people are looking into finding something new to drink or to explore something, then I think it's better to hear from, I don't need to hear from somebody that hasn't tasted anything, real in 20 years because they just get wined and dined on everything nice. I want to hear from real people about what's good. So, You did well. You did well.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. What else are you? What one of the questions I've been asking people is I've been doing this is just kind of what are you doing to kind of stay engaged in your faith, stay engaged with obviously family and people that are around you in this time. Is there anything that you and Natalie have time to do with a baby around or?
We actually, after we watched the first video, we
Mhm.
talked about that, and she said, "How are you going to answer that question?" and and I wouldn't say that we've done anything, or that I have done anything, with any real conscious intent.
Mm-hmm.
But what I will say is, when I'm up at 4 a.m. with my newborn daughter, I'm going to try to hold it together. You get spiritual even if you don't want to.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I could spend 8 hours just looking at her,
Mm-hmm.
and inside I'm just thinking about where I was before this gift came into my life, and where I am now and what I want to be. I can't express how many times I said thank you, God, for this. Sometimes at 2 a.m. when the baby's screaming, it's hard to remember what a gift it is. But at 2:30 when you're sitting down with her in the rocking chair in the nursery, and she's eating and she's looking up at you with those big blue eyes.
Oh my gosh.
So that's been kind of my spiritual journey.
That's good, Matt.
Having a conversation upstairs, you gave me this thing, now guide me so I don't mess this thing up.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's so powerful. And I remember for me too, it is, I don't think there's ever been something that has made me so assured of God's love for me as having kids and realizing how much, this creature wasn't even in the world, and the moment it is, I just loved my kids so much from day one. And so it was like this crazy realization on a deeper level of how huge God's love is for us. And if we feel that way as like earthly, obviously fallen, humans, how much more does God, how much deeper and stronger is his love for us? And so it became this really kind of powerful moment of just like, wow, God, you love me so much more, than I realized.
And, people were, even my dad, who isn't the most sensitive creature in the world, but even he was saying, you're not going to understand how much you love something until you have this baby.
Yeah.
And the day it happened, the day Natalie gave birth, I think it was so crazy and we were so tired.
Mm-hmm.
And I was alone in the room, and Natalie was sleeping, the baby was sleeping, and I was worried that it wasn't going to happen for me, that I was going to not feel that.
Yeah.
And then I would say the first day we got home, and the first time I was alone with the baby one-on-one, is when it really hit me that I've never experienced this love at this magnitude before. And people always say, and I don't like cliches, and I was really fighting against most of them, but they say, they're like, you'll never love anything more, and it'll change your life.
Yeah.
And they were right.
Yep.
You'll never love anything more. I can't imagine loving anything more.
Yeah.
And it changed my life. It changed perspective on almost everything.
Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah, it's so good, man. And that's really true. I get it. I'm the same way. I was like, I want to be different, but then there's some things that are really good not to be different about. And you're like, okay, that's there for a reason. It really is life-changing, and so cool to hear about, what your experience is. And I think that, that experience is much deeper than anything you're going to get from a book, or doing some sort of exercise. You're getting a chance to really feel what God's heart is for all of us. So,
and not everyone's going to have kids.
Yeah.
It's not in the cards for everyone, but one part of the message that I'm going to take with me as I'm coaching football and everything, is I'm going to try to really hammer home to these young men that I coach, you know, do it the right way. You know,
That's awesome. Yeah.
Find someone, fall in love, get married, then have a kid.
Yeah.
Because I'm a twin. I have a sister who's, you know, 2 years older than me. I can't imagine, Andrew. I can't imagine having 2 babies. And it made me look at my mom and dad in a completely different way. I can't imagine having 2 babies at one time.
Oh my gosh, me either. Yeah.
I physically can't fathom it. We're kind of out of we're getting out of like the newborn thing, I think. So it's getting easier, I think. Or we're getting better at it.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine having 2. I can't imagine being single and doing it.
Yeah, I
hear you. If I didn't have Natalie, if it was just me and a baby, ooh. That's
nope. Bad. I hear you.
Yeah.
After JL, and JL was a special level of child for sure. But it was just
Still
like
is.
Yeah, she is. But I remember thinking, I can't. There's no way I could not do 2 at the same time. I don't even know how it's humanly possible. Although I know people pull it off, but
my parents did it, and God bless them.
Yeah, that's cool.
Gosh.
Yeah, giving you some perspective of how difficult and insane that would be.
I think if we, you know, I hope we have more kids, and I hope the next one's are twins.
Wow.
I always wanted 3.
Okay.
And if we, you know, boy girl twins. We're done. That's
really cool.
That's fine.
Okay. Okay. Well, you've heard it first here, people. Like this could, if you know, whatever happens next,
throw it back in my
you
face.
could end up looking like a prophet if something, you know, happens here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, I gotta find my phone here because I got some questions for you. And these are just going to be quick, so you don't have to spend as much time on them, but just, you know, just kind of rapid fire.
Okay.
These are the seven questions for 7 days of quarantine in between Meet You at the Well Wednesdays.
Okay.
And I'm going to work backwards because I've been hitting these with everybody and with some differences, but we're going to start at number 7 instead today, just to try to
John Elway, number 7.
Just to throw you off a little bit.
Thank you, Mantle.
What is the weirdest thing you've watched on YouTube during the quarantine?
You know, and I was preparing for this answer. So I've really gotten into bushcraft from my couch. That's where you go out into the woods. Okay. You got like an axe and like maybe a lighter. Okay. And you survive. But I like doing it from my couch. I like watching other people.
Watching it. Okay.
And so I have watched, because I'm up with the baby, I have watched this guy, Joe Robinette. I watched like a 10-hour, 10-day survival video.
This. Yeah.
I've watched an overnight with his dog where it's just him and a shovel and his dog. And most of the time it's just him doing stuff on camera, not talking. There's no music. It's just him out in the woods.
He's just doing stuff out in the woods.
But I'm comfy cozy, drinking my coffee on my couch.
I like that.
This would be fun to do. I don't want to do that. I like being inside.
Yeah, you like watching it better.
Yeah, so like I'm really into bushcraft right now, as long as I can do it from my home.
Okay. All right. I like that. I'm gonna have to check out what that is a little bit. But
I'll text you the guy. He's really fun to watch.
Okay, cool.
But it's totally bizarre that I would spend 2 hours watching this guy at camp. Makes no sense.
That's the beauty of YouTube. That's the beauty of YouTube. Mm-hmm. Okay, number 6. What is something you are or plan on reading during this time?
I am reading Meditations by Marcus Aurelius.
Okay.
He's the Emperor of Rome, Stoic philosopher. Last night, that was story time for the child. I was just reading passages from Meditations by Marcus Aurelius.
Wow. That would coincide with Jim's opinion that she's already a genius So you're having to like go back to like, you're having to get real deep already.
Yeah, she's asking, with her eyes, she's asking questions about, what happens when we die. And so
That's
I
amazing.
feel, I'm trying to put some nuggets in her brain.
You're a very good dad. Hey,
Yeah.
I have to give you a shout out. This actually a long time ago, you told me about The Alchemist and got it for Luther for Christmas, and he devoured it. And then he was like, Dad, you got to read this so that we can talk about it. And I just finished it the other day. And yeah, awesome book. Awesome.
That's one of those books that I could dive into it from page 10, or I could get to like page 50.
Yeah.
And just read it, because it's
amazing.
Yeah, it was given to me before I went to college.
Okay.
And got me through some weird times in college. And even now, I need to go. I have my copy upstairs. I gave a copy to Natalie before we were dating. I gave her a copy. I just think it's one of the most influential books that, if anyone's got a senior graduating high school or anything, or know of somebody.
That's a good point, yeah.
That's a gift that I think hits on all cylinders.
Yeah,
so.
really good book on kind of, well, I won't spoil it. People should just read it.
There's not really any overt Christian references, but there are tones of Christianity.
Absolutely, I think for sure. Yeah, Luther and I are. He was, loving it and really wanting to talk about it. So
yeah, it's good.
Yeah, really good. Okay, number 3. Now, one of the questions I've asked people is kind of like, what is their common, choice of pants during quarantine? But I'm throwing in something different for you.
Okay.
Being the Yankee fan, are we Judge, Torres, or Ursula? Who, like, what's your who is the cornerstone of the franchise now?
Well, I was prepared for the original pants question, so now I have to take off Natalie's yoga pants that I've been wearing this whole time.
I want to see that. That is amazing. Oh no!
So that's uncomfortable. I'm not actually wearing Natalie. I'm not actually wearing her yoga pants.
Okay, take it.
So Judge, Torres, or Urshela.
Yeah.
Urshela, I think, is a very good baseball player. He has to do it again.
For those of you that are uninformed, we're talking baseball now. Yeah.
Yes, we're talking baseball. Urshela is a world-class third baseman. He's got to do it again. He's got to prove he can do it again. So I'm going to remove him from your question.
Okay.
Between Judge and Torres, I love Judge. He's my big ball-bashing baby boy.
Yeah.
And, it's hard to not be impressed by him.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That being said, the best ability is availability, an old coaching adage. And he's not played a full season. He's prone to injury. He's a 6'8" giant of a man.
Yeah, he's a monster.
And I just don't think long-term he's going to stay healthy.
Yeah.
And I think Torres will. I think Torres is going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, wow.
So I would start with Glaber, hopefully sign Judge to kind of a couple years here and there.
Yeah.
Between the two of them, I would take Glaber all day.
That is a very reasonable approach to that question.
I love Judge. I love
Me
Judge.
too.
Let me emphasize that. I love Aaron Judge.
He's the first Yankee I've really liked in a long, long time.
Yeah, but he's, if you can't stay healthy, if you're not playing, I don't care how impressive your home runs look.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're only hitting 10 a year because you played in 16 games.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Stanton can go too.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Now's the time to turn off the video, I guess, if you don't want to talk about baseball.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll get on to other things now. Yeah. Okay. Name a show or series that you're into right now.
I'm not going to say Tiger King.
Come on, I know you're into it.
We've already watched it. I love Tiger King.
Okay, you're done with that already.
Show. Let's see. What have we watched? Peaky Blinders is really good.
Yeah,
that's another one of those like you'll want to sit down and drink a whiskey shows.
Yeah.
Oh man, what have I been watching? It's all I do all day.
Yeah.
And we have finished like
that in YouTube.
10 shows. Yeah.
It's probably because it's hard to come up with something other than Tiger King. That's probably
But-
been what you're the most,
Yeah.
I
I would put a caveat on Tiger King, like prepare to see the worst of people.
Yes,
if they're gonna
absolutely.
watch
I
it,
don't
but
advise
it's-
it for everybody.
No, but it's absolutely one of the wildest rides you'll take.
Yeah, absolutely.
We started watching The Wire.
Oh, okay.
I've already watched
school.
it. I've already
Okay.
watched it. Natalie hasn't seen it. I think it's a couple episodes, but if people want a show to watch The Wire.
Yeah, that's a classic. Can't beat
miss.
that. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, name or what is one? I kind of asked this question already, but what is one fun or unusual thing you've done to spend your time during the quarantine?
Yeah, between watching TV, hanging out with the baby, which is fun.
Mm-hmm.
I play video games.
Yeah.
I started up a really bad old addiction of World of Warcraft.
Oh, okay.
So that, baby sleeps, I play WoW. Baby wakes up. Baby sits with me while I play WoW.
Why you play? Nice.
So that
I like it.
I've been trying to squeeze in some game film here and there.
Okay.
But we don't really know what the football season, what it's going to look like. So I missed the coaching clinics because of the baby. So there have been a couple online that I've clicked through.
Yeah.
But trying to keep my football brain.
Yeah. I don't even want to talk about the reality, what would happen if you're not playing football.
No, we won't go there because I'm not mentally prepared.
Yeah, we're not. We don't have enough whiskey. Probably
there's not enough whiskey in this house, Andrew. And there's a lot of whiskey in this house.
I hear you and believe you on that one. Okay, I think we're at number 6 here. Do the Giants have a chance this year?
The San Francisco Giants?
No, not the
New York Football Giants.
Your favorite football team.
The New York Football Giants.
Is there any hope?
There is hope.
Okay.
As in, there's hope for anything. I can hope. I can hope to win the lottery. I can hope to never have to work again.
Yeah,
But the chances are, I'm gonna have to wake up on Monday. Maybe not this Monday because I'm not essential. But eventually on a Monday, I'll have to wake up and go to work.
Okay.
I think the Giants had a good, smart draft.
Okay, yeah.
I think Saquon Barkley is a next-level talent.
Mm-hmm.
I think Daniel Jones, is that his name?
I don't know. He's
the
like
quarterback?
I think so. Daniel something, right?
Yeah, Daniel Jones. I think he's
Is it
good.
Jones?
It's Jones.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I don't know. The Giants are weird.
That is true.
The past 2 Super Bowls, they were expected to go 6-10.
Yeah.
And they go 9-8.
That's
or 9-7, and then they win the Super Bowl. And then they win the Super Bowl. So they always have a chance.
That's a good way to look at it. They are definitely one of those teams that's like, hey, it's the Giants. Anything could happen.
I wouldn't put money on them being the first New York team to win a title.
Yeah.
Let me put it that way.
Okay. I think that's safe. You're being a very reasonable sports fan today.
Look, not all New York fans are unreasonable. We're very smart and measured.
You gave me a lot of good whiskey, so I'm not going to say I'm not going to disagree with you at this point.
This might be a different conversation if I didn't know the congregation was going to
win. Yeah, that's probably true.
So,
okay, and last but not least, what artist band are you listening to the most right now?
Okay, so my birthday was at the beginning of the month.
Okay,
and
happy birthday!
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite memories growing up was that my dad always had music playing. He always had a really nice sound system. He always had like 9 discs in the in the CD player.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that I really want to focus on with the kid is that she listens to music and she listens to all kinds of music.
Nice.
So for my birthday, so I've got a record player down here in the basement.
Ooh, I love it.
So for my birthday, I got a Frank Sinatra Best Of.
Oh.
And I got Soundgarden Super Unknown.
Oh, man.
Okay.
That is some good stuff.
So we've got both of those. Those have both been played for the child.
Nice.
And I'll just hold her. We'll just hang out. And
I love it.
Go play. I've also got Led Zeppelin, House is So Holy, which is one of my favorite albums.
Yeah.
I've got Pearl Jam.
Got to have that. Any good father needs that.
So she'll know the gravelly tones of Eddie Vedder. Dave Matthews Band, the Foo Fighters.
Awesome. Yeah.
Zach Brown
Wow.
Band.
I love it.
I'm trying to keep her where there's actual instruments being played.
That's wise.
And not just a computer. Like some of the music today is fine, but I have a little talent. Like be able to like strum.
You're starting to sound more and more like, you know, an adult, Matt.
I know, but I don't think that makes me old. You know, there's something to be said about
I don't feel old either.
Guitar.
You're right. I agree.
You listen to some of the music on like 92.9 today, and it's like, that's a computer. That's just noise.
You're not lying. You're not lying. Yeah.
So,
wow, good choice.
Whiskey and music. If you need music, and,
yes.
Yeah.
You are not only a whiskey aficionado. It sounds like you're a music aficionado. I like this.
I do try.
I like it.
I'm trying to expose this child as much as I can.
That is beautiful. I love it. Yeah. Okay, so now to kind of wrap things up today, I'm not exactly sure how to rate this because I've only had one thing to rate up until this point. So obviously I think we tasted a whiskey that I have to give a 5 to.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that the first 5?
Yeah, no, Aaron's wine got a 5 too.
Oh, jeez Louise.
I know. I mean, he knew.
So let's talk about an inside job.
Okay. All right.
You guys belong to the winery club.
Yeah,
It's both of your favorite wines.
Yeah.
I'm over here trying. If Aaron watches this, I want him to know, Aaron, I'm talking to you directly. I put together a flight to challenge the uphill battle I had to climb.
It's true.
To get a 5.
You are definitely right. And here's the thing. I was concerned because I had my doubts about these Zoom interview things. So I was kind of trying to set the cards a little bit with that one. I was like, Aaron, you're going to be first. And yeah, we should definitely do one of our club wines because we got to, so.
Were you twirling your mustache as you said?
Yeah.
Did your
I can't do that. I have to twirl my beard. I can't do the mustache. But yeah, so you I think are legitimately then maybe the first true 5.
True 5.
Yeah,
you're
the real 5.
Not like
not only that, but you brought it because it wasn't just one. Like it would have been enough to just be like, hey, here's this really good whiskey. You gave me a flight. You raised the bar, man. You raised the bar.
I tried to, for whoever follows me, God bless you.
It could be tough.
I'm not asking to be the best. I just want a shot. When we look back on these, I just want people to say, that was a good one.
Yeah, well, I think you did great. Plus, you brought your baby on. So I think right there, you stacked the cards.
If you don't rate this higher than everyone else's, you don't like babies.
Yeah, no,
I don't know. I don't know if I want to hang out with people who don't like babies.
Well, I love babies, and you did an amazing job. So thank you so much. It was a ton of fun. Thank you, and to everybody else, we'll see you next week. But enjoy this. Go buy some good whiskey after this, and once we're done with quarantine, you know who you can call that could help you learn a little bit about whiskey or music. Open. Awesome.
You can talk me into a worse night than drinking whiskey and listening to music with somebody.
Awesome. So, thanks so much, Matt. Appreciate it. And hopefully see you soon.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you.